Welcome back to my channel. I am author AJ McMullen. I am a sci-fi and a fantasy author. In today's video, I want to go over how to stay motivated to write. A lot of people have this particular challenge when it comes to maintaining a consistent speed when writing their literary projects. So I want to go over some of the ways that I have come to learn to keep writing in my 15 years of experience. So before we get started, go ahead and hit that like, subscribe button, and the bell for notifications for whenever I post videos. One thing I learned during all of the years of participating in NaNoWriMo and meeting so many different authors at Shut Up and Write groups is that people have a hard time writing. I've come to a point where I lie to people about how much I write just to make them feel better about themselves and their writing process, because who am I to drop a deuce on what you're doing? By the time you tell me how it took you a month to write 1,000 words, I promise you don't want to hear about how I wrote. You know what? Never mind. On this video, I'll be going over my biggest tips to staying motivated to write, all of which I follow myself to write fantasy. Number one, keep a positive attitude. I feel like this is something that goes without saying. The human brain is not meant to be in a productive bad mood. It may very well happen sometimes, but it should. Being positive while writing will allow you to focus on what's in front of you. This allows more neural pathways to open, helping generate ideas and help solve problems that may arise in your writing, helping you ignore any negative self-talk that you may experience while you're trying to concentrate. Number two, keep an overall goal in mind. My overall goal includes a list of 100 plus potential novels that hide in the back of my brain. This is what I mean by overall goal, or maybe you can call it a personal lifetime achievement. I would like to get all of those books finished before I leave this earth. Will I do it? I'm working on it. And this goal keeps me willing to do what it takes to get my current work finished. This isn't to say that I'm rushing. I just want people to be able to read this big, beautiful brainchild that I've created. Your goal may not be as over the top as mine, but you too can create an agenda like this to stay motivated during your process. Now that the mindset stuff is out of the way, we can get to the easy stuff. I want to admit here that everything else in this video can be tweaked just to fit your process to your best fit, but the mindset stuff that I just went over is non-negotiables. So let's move on to the next tip. Number three, choose your medium. Pen or keyboard, stick to one or the other. This is simple and will always be controversial. Don't try to use two mediums and alternate during your process. It just creates for a very bad situation. Imagine accidentally losing your place when you switch from writing with pen to writing on a keyboard and trying to flip back and forth between the two. I've seen it happen before. Just take my word for it. A lot of people are going to tell you that you can do that, but just start with one, finish with one, and then go to the other, because it all ends up on computer anyway. But just start writing. If you're going to use a journal paper, just start writing it out first and then finish what you're going to do, and then go from, yeah. Schedule a time to write. I'll be honest here, and I'm no good at this. I'm not. I have yet to schedule a time to write and follow it. I don't have that type of life. I would never get it done. I simply write when I can. I'm notorious for writing while I'm standing in a long line. I've literally finished chapters standing in a fast food restaurant waiting on my food. I get it done when I have time. As a father, husband, full-time employee, I don't have a lot of time blocks to just be scheduling stuff like that. If I waited for that perfect opportunity, I wouldn't have any books done at all. Number five, get some sleep. Tell me you don't need sleep in order to focus on your work, and I'll call you some things that I can't necessarily say on this channel. You have a better chance at being able to focus fully on what you're doing when you are well rested. This is coming from a man that hardly ever sleeps until sunrise. I served 8 years in the Army and have been getting up at 4 a.m. since graduating high school. Sleep deprivation is not a lost art on me, but sleep helps the writing process drastically. What was that? Number six. Focus on the product, not the process. Everything about your process is not required to be perfect in order to finish the next literary project. What really matters is that you follow the steps of that process to get the book completed, edited, published, and sold. Nobody is going to care that you were perfectly sitting at your desk with a vanilla candle burning and writing with a golden fountain pen made with brontosaurus bones between the perfect times of the day. There's no need to place yourself under that amount of pressure. My book with all its unorthodox processes will be sitting on the shelf right next to yours. And I'll be writing the next one while standing in line waiting on a cheeseburger while you're stressed out about your process. It's less important that you wrote 50,000 words in a perfect scenario than the fact that you just wrote 50,000 words in general. Nobody will care how, they just care about the book. Number 7, keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Like I said in the last tip, nobody cares. So who are you trying to impress? And what are you trying to impress them with? Complicating the process is how I found that I lose my motivation to write. When I decide to write, it literally takes me seconds to get myself in position to write. I've been at Shut Up and Write meetups where people spend 20 minutes of the hour getting ready to write. And by the time they start writing, now they have to click around their little laptops and find some fancy program to get their work done. Let me finish by saying my process is simple because I know that if it becomes a whole ordeal, I won't get anything done. I simply use the notepad on my phone to write, then I'll update my main draft while I'm writing. And while I'm writing, I'm only writing. I'm not editing, I'm not researching, I'm not trying to write code to create programs to use to convey my ideas. I'm simply writing. If I missed anything, feel free to drop a comment and let me know, and I could probably include it in another video. Make sure that you like and subscribe to this channel and hit the bell for notifications for whenever I post videos. You can find my book, Legacy of the Arcane and Flame, at all major outlets, all major retailers, including Amazon, Barnes & Noble, in ebook and audiobook. Not audiobook, ebook and paperback format. And you can visit my website at ajmcmullen.com so that you could see the blog for this particular video. All right, guys, catch you on the next video.